my new show, The Indelible Mark, Legacy of a German Upbringing. And I'm standing here in front of the first painting of the series, which is called Aren't We All? And actually the title comes from a song that sings about inclusion versus exclusion. So let me tell you a bit generally about my work. I'm very interested in belonging and exclusion, the human condition. What are the things that separate us from ourselves, from others, from nature? And this painting came about in the summer, in May actually, when with the murder of George Floyd, that really shook me up. And I wrote down his words onto this big canvas, and also some other expressions in black and white. And then I did this painting, which is like bodies maybe in a prison, floating, suffering, and it really started something where I thought I would like to explore that more. So I started to reflect on my own biases based on my heritage. I'm German. I grew up. I was born 20 years after the war, after the Holocaust, and I've grown up learning about these atrocities and feeling very sad and also guilt. And I think, and that's something that is not just me. There's a lot of people in my generation felt that. So I started to think, how does that maybe influence not even my thinking, because it's not conscious. What kind of biases might there be inside of me that I don't even know? So I wanted to explore that more, and then something really crazy happened. Then I had a conversation with a family member, my aunt, who told me that my step-grandfather was in the Gestapo, which is the secret police of the Nazis. So if you are a member of that organization, that meant you have done some crimes. So that shock, and let's go over to another painting, led to this painting, which is, to me, is a person that is looking to a group of people that are not in a good situation, like kind of like the death march or something. And it's kind of symbolizes my grandparents' situation, and they knew something, or I don't really know how much they knew, but they did not really want to see, and they certainly didn't want to talk to us. So from this painting, which is called The Bystander's Trauma, and it's acrylic and charcoal, and with kind of this black and white, yellow underpainting, and then these kind of impasto marks here. And so that, I think with that painting, then I knew I wanted to explore this more and do a whole series. And it led to a lot of findings, not just in my art, but also on a personal basis about myself, and also about my family. Lots of conversation with family, conversation with Jewish friends here, naming things that I have not named before, and also some research into, like the concentration camp that I had to visit when I was in grade 10, and so on. So each painting tells a bit of a story, and it also reflects. Shall we go over to this painting, Efren? It also kind of, is reflecting on us here in Canada, living on unceded territory in British Columbia, and living on stolen land as white settlers. So I wanted to, include that as well. So this is, here in BC. This painting is called Underbelly, and it's on 2 canvases. It's done outside in the grass, kind of like an action painting, with lots of large tools. Like, for example, I used a broom, like a household broom, to just get lots of paint on, and using, like I always do, I use my whole body and make big gestural moves to get at, kind of really get into it, the intuitive part. And then, again, the bodies, connected, disconnected, kind of each one of them telling a story. So, this is, I think, quite an important piece for me, because it kind of brings like the past into the present, where we now here in BC are just starting to acknowledge the injustice and the terrible things that have been done to First Nations, and how do we deal with that, and how do we reconcile that. So it would be lovely if you could come and see the show, and thanks for talking to me, Efren.